from the archives of Gen X Travel.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Keith Giat from March Field in Southern California, and I'm the narrator today for the C-17 demonstration. March Field currently has 9 C-17 Globemaster IIIs in its inventory. The crew of March Air Reserve Base has flown combat missions into Iraq and Afghanistan. We've also flown in support of the Haitian relief missions into Haiti, Port-au-Prince. The air crew at March are reservists who fly for the airlines and have a multitude of other jobs, including police officers and teachers. So we're all part-time people. We're all out here volunteering our time to fly the C-17 for the United States Air Force. The C-17 is a cargo aircraft. It's about half the cargo capability of the C-5 and about 4 times as much as the C-130. The cool thing about the C-17 is that not only can we take a really big bunch of cargo someplace, but we can actually land it on a dirt field, a little tiny airfield with pavement, a very thin airfield, maybe only 90 feet wide. So the capabilities of the C-17 are immense compared to other aircraft in the inventory. One of the cool things when we went to Haiti is that on the entire ramp, half of that ramp, we could have 7 C-17s onloading and offloading it. Because we could back out of parking, we could pull right up to the terminal, back right out and leave. The Soviets sent an Antonov 124, really big airplane, but the entire rest of the airfield they had to use just to offload this Antonov because it couldn't back out. It had to pull in, kind of parallel park in there, offload. Then they had to leave a lot of the ramp left over so it could turn around and get out. Not for the C-17. Probably got 10, 12 C-17s in there. At the same time, they offloaded 1 Antonov 124. So amazing capability for the Air Force. Being a pilot on the C-17 requires a college education. Once accepted into either the Air National Guard, the Air Force Reserves, or the Active Duty Air Force, a person would go to officer training school, taking about 7-6 weeks, then off to pilot training for about a year, and then off to C-17 school for about 3 months. And then after that, depends on how much motivation you have. You could be flying as an aircraft commander within a few years after that, or as long as maybe 5 or 6 years down the road. Right, the C-17 really, in a kind of a weird kind of way, replaced the 141, kind of that 50s technology. C-17 is continually being upgraded, so it's got actually technology germane to the current period in time right now. So there's huge advances in the C-17, unlike probably its predecessor, the C-141 Starlifter.
So this is a Pitts S-111B. It's a biplane. It's made by a company called Aviat. This particular aircraft was built in 1997. As you can see by the front here, it's like a Volkswagen type engine, and so there's 6 cylinders that are horizontally opposed. It creates 340 horsepower, and what's interesting about this type of engine is I can fly upside down, and then it still has oil pressure going to it. So I can fly upside down all day long. Same with the fuel. Fuel goes in, and it has a little flop tank, little flip-flop tube that gives fuel to the engine. So the motor, these are kind of expensive. These are about $70,000 for the engine inside here. This propeller, it's interesting about the propeller, is this aerobatic, and you can imagine this big, huge thing spinning around as I'm flip-flopping through the air. That's a lot of weight to put on the crankshaft of the engine. So this particular propeller, it's about $50,000, and it's made out of foam on the inside, and on the outside it's wrapped in carbon fiber. And so it's very expensive, but it's also very lightweight for propeller. And it has a big, thick, it just wants to bite at the air and grab as much air as possible. So I can go pitch the vertical, come to a complete stop, push the nose over, and I can drive away and accelerate to 185 miles an hour. It's a powerhouse. So it's called a biplane because it has 2 wings. So there's an upper wing and a lower wing. What's interesting about this is you have 1 wing on most airplanes. This has 2, so I have more lift. And it gives a classic World War I, the old planes from a long time ago, except this is modern. And most people think I'm going to just fly really slow, and all of a sudden they see this plane, and it's fast. It's 200 miles an hour, 240 miles an hour, and it's just an exciting. I chose the black paint scheme because I like black against the blue sky, and it makes it a little bit more exciting. Some more things about it. Over here, these are called ailerons. And there's 4 of them. There's 2 here and there's 2 on the other side. And what I do is I take the control and I move it from side to side, and it makes these go up and down. That's what makes the airplane roll. So the wing goes over the top, hits the top of this, and it makes it roll left and right. Inside the airplane, you can be able to see in here, but here's the controls. You can see that I have a stick right here. I have my aerobatic card, if you can see it in the front. That aerobatic card has got little symbols, and it tells me what to do. I can't read it, everything's happening too fast, so I can't put words. I have little symbols that tells me to turn left, right, what kind of maneuver's coming up, and it's just a reminder. I know most of my routine, but it helps me out when things start to get a little haywire. It's a sliding canopy, and I have a little door latch up here. It locks me in place, and there's no heater. So when you're flying someplace cold, it gets really cold. You gotta dress warm when you fly. I have it locked down right now, but this is the elevator. This goes, right now it's in an up position, but as the air hits this, it causes the tail to go down. So right now, I'd be going up. If I push it the other way, this goes down, the wind hits it, and then it causes the tail to go up. So that's how I make the airplane go up and down. This is a rudder. This goes left and right, and it makes you yaw left and right by pressing this. So you can kind of dance while you're flying. That's always a fun one. And that's pretty much it, but it's an airplane that's interesting to fly, and it's exciting. It's different than most of the other airplanes. This particular airplane, there's only 3 that were manufactured, and this is the only one that's still flying today in its original form. So it's unique, and it's the only one in the world. Okay, so flying an airplane is such a unique experience. The very first time that you fly an airplane, it's incredible. And I started when I was 15 years old because I just had passion about wanting to fly. And so what I like about it is that you're up by yourself and you're flying in an aircraft, and there's nobody else around. You can take the cell phone and throw it in the back, and it's just you flying it with nature and with God, if that's what you believe in. And it's just a really wonderful thing. So, but to start flying, there's different programs, like the Civil Air Patrol is one program that you can get involved with. There's flight programs, there's junior ROTC for the young kids that want to fly. But it doesn't matter what age you are, if you want to learn how to fly, just go for a demo flight at your local airport and go out for a quick ride for about $45 to $75. You can go for a ride just to fly the airplane. You'll be with an instructor and you'll have a really good time. So once you start doing it, be careful though. It's like you're getting bitten by a virus, and then that's where you just really want to go out and fly, and have it'll bite you, and you'll be stuck doing it the rest of your life like me. But you know what? It's the best thing in the planet, because you're going to be passionate about something. Be passionate about aviation.
From the archives of Gen X Travel.